What's up YouTube, Jack Sutcliffe here and welcome back to JS Fitness. Today's video is another one, great recommendation by a fellow viewer, and again would have hit it back up in the comments, but I feel like this is something everyone would benefit from, and to be honest it's probably one of the most stressful things that you're gonna have to sort out. What this question is import tax and importing your goods when moving to Canada and the whole crack with that. And I tell you what, it was stressful with the company, just us worrying. Yeah, if anything's gonna cause arguments between you and your partner or just anyone, it's gonna be this. So just take a deep breath and take it as it comes. The best thing to do is start early, get an Excel document up and just literally document everything that you are packing. So importing goods and taxes and all this stuff. So when you're coming to Canada, you can only bring $10,000, or we'll say $9,999 undeclared, as in like you don't have to prove anything or anything like that. And when I say that, I mean cash. Now, if you're immigrating to Canada, I would say whether you're bringing it cash or it's in a bank account and you are going to bring it over later, document where every single penny of that has come from. And when I mean document, what we personally did was we took screenshots of every time we put money into savings, whether that was from selling household goods on eBay, to family giving us money to help support our move, to birthday presents, to wages, just literally screenshot where it's from, PayPal, your bank account, whatever, stick it in a Word document and just literally stick all of them in a Word document. So if there are any quirls around where this money's come from, they don't think it's from selling drugs or anything like that. And if it is, well, please don't get me involved. This is not what this channel's about. We don't launder money here, people. So yeah, take screenshots of where all that money's come from. Yeah, anything over the £10,000, like $10,000, like I say, you do need to write all that down. For us, we bought around $8,000 in cash, and then we brought the other $13,000 to $15,000 over in like a bank transfer. So we were okay, but like I said, we still had all that information there to support that cash coming over. The next thing is if you're actually importing your goods, so you have to fill in a form called, and I've got this here because again this was a nightmare to find, and again it's just a really useful document to have. Again, I don't know how well this is going to show for you guys. Is this document here. I don't know how in focus that is, so we'll just try to bring it back a little bit. But basically, this is the Canadian Border Services Agency document, and it's the Personal Effects Accounting document, and it is the B4, it says in the bottom left corner, just so you know which form to go for. Now, in terms of this document itself, you're going to want 3 separate versions. You're going to want a version that's personal goods on you, so on your person, what you are literally stepping onto that plane with. You're going to want another one that's literally in the hold of the plane, such as your suitcases, your bags, whatever. And then you're going to want a third one, which is going to be goods to follow. Now, this goods to follow is going to be everything that you're sending over, shipping over, flying over later. So, and how you want to do this is on here, you've got your 8 categories. Now what we did is we broke it down into like, I think it even gives you recommendations somewhere. No, it doesn't. Yeah, we broke it down into 8 categories, such as electronics, personal effects, clothing, and some other bits like that. And again, you literally just have to jam everything in there. Now, you're not going to be able to get each individual item, such as 4 t-shirts, 12 socks, 1 iPhone, and so on and so on. So what you want to do is have this document as your 8 main global categories, and then again you're going to want another Excel document which then has these 8 categories and then everything else broken down feeding into it. So in this Excel sheet you're going to want a clothing heading and then literally a list of all your clothing. Now the way we personally did it was we had our 11 boxes, and then we said which category was in each box, such as clothing, electronics or whatever, and then again each individual item in that box, and then on another column you want the estimated value. So for argument's sake, you might have a fancy glass ornament or a t-shirt. You put the value you feel it is, or what it's selling for on Amazon, eBay, or something like that. And literally just do this for each one, and then at the end of this Excel sheet, have all your 8 categories, global categories, which are on there, total the value up, and then put it in this document, and do that again for the goods on you, the goods coming on the plane, and the goods to follow, and you'll be fine. And you're going to want 2 copies of all 3 versions to be able to give the customs officers so they can keep that for their records, as well as when you get your goods to follow, they need that. So yeah, I'll give you a minute just to rewind. I know I went through that a bit quick. I have to do that before I forget, because I will. If I've gone through it too quick, just drop a comment down below and I will try to fill it in a bit more in the comments. Yeah, so you're going to want to fill that document in, and like I say, get them values in there. Again, it does say value in Canadian dollars. What we also did was, when on that Excel sheet, is we had the pound version, English pound version, and then the conversion rate and what it is in Canadian dollars. Again, just to kind of offset any potential issues. But our border security guy, he just got his phone off when we were there. He was a real nice guy and just did it there and then. I will give you a heads up, it is like what you see on TV, the Border Force, Canada Force, whatever it's called. It is literally like that, I kid you not. So, you may feel a little bit anxious, but yeah, it is what it is. It was actually quite cool. Once you've got this documentation though, one thing that people worry about is, well, am I going to be taxed on it? As long as you fill this document in and everything on there is on there, you will not get any tax on that. In terms of on your goods to follow, when that arrives, if you have no further goods to follow after that lot has arrived, then you're fine. But anything arrives after that, that will be taxed. If, for argument's sake, you've got goods to follow, some goods, they arrive, and then you've also got a second shipment arriving later on, you're going to want a 4th version of this for goods to follow part 2, because if you don't, again, that will be taxed when it arrives. On that point, actually, obviously I've mentioned the amount of money you need in the previous video, and again, if you're bringing money in, as well as the goods you bring in. In terms of assets, so if you have got assets in England or any other country, again, as long as you declare them when you arrive, on your tax return form at the end of your first year being here, that does not get taxed. Doesn't get taxed. Look this up for someone else, it doesn't get taxed. A quick Google search and a bit of a read, it will explain all of this. So for argument's sake, not quite $1 million, but I'm going to say if you've got $1 million in assets and you declare them, then you don't get taxed on it. You only get taxed on the income that generates. And again, the idea is that you sell all your assets with wherever you are and then bring them to Canada. However, in the event that you don't, the income that asset generates is then taxed. If you then choose to sell that, let's say you've got, again, 1 million and that makes you $100,000 one year, and then you decide to sell up and bring it over, that 100 should have been taxed. And then if my understanding is correct, that million should be tax-free because it's already been declared. And again, Canada has agreements with countries like England, US, stuff like that, that they won't double tax you. Because as well, it's counterintuitive. The idea is to get them assets to here to, again, boost their economy. So do just remember that, please just bear that in mind, don't worry. But again, you have to declare that money in that first year's tax return, because if you don't, you're going to get taxed on it all, because suddenly you've got $1 million out of nowhere and they're going to be like, right, we need to tax that. But if you're coming over with it as a PR, you're cool, it's fine, it's already been taxed. So yeah, I think that is it, everyone. Like I said, I'm just looking on here because, like I say, the past 2 videos have been some great questions, and like I said, I just want to get them out there. Import tax documents needed. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, as always, everyone, like in the last video, if you've liked this, any more questions, like and comment down below. If I haven't answered anything or I've missed anything, again, just ask. Please like and subscribe to the video because it does help the channel to grow. Martin, I hope I've answered your questions, mate. If not, just ask away. Again, like I was saying before, I have now started a Patreon channel, page, whatever. Again, I'll put the link up somewhere, because YouTube have now stopped monetizing kind of small bloggers like myself. And again, it was never much that I was getting, but again, it just helped fund the channel, help pay for materials, stuff like that. So again, if you're interested in supporting me, you found this useful, and you want to slide me a few, or you even want a certain video done, or you even want a bit of one-to-one consultancy, or a bit more of a personal contact with myself and service, check it out. Like I say, see what you think. Help support me, help support the channel. It's all appreciated, everyone. Anyway, any questions, anyone that's coming over, please let me know. And as always, good luck, and that, I hope you just do well. Thank you very much.